Ah, yes, the great South African distraction. That is to complain and march about Orania. Molo Sanbonani, hello, how's it? Yeah, boy, yes, I am back on your screens. That is the Big Daddy Liberty Show's, the vlog editions. That's right, I'm gonna ease myself back into producing content on a more regular basis by doing some of these vlogs and a new show. A new show's coming. A big announcement is going to be made about that in due course. As a reminder, because I know it has been a while, smash that like button and, of course, share this content and tell the folks out there that, yeah, Big Daddy Liberty is back on your screens. That's right. But anyway, enough with the waffling and the dilly-dallying. Let's get straight into what I want to talk about today, which is the great South African distraction, which is leftist movements and indeed the race-obsessed types in this country, the blavity blacks, as I sometimes call them, with their cousins, the self-flagellating whites, complaining, as they always do, about Orania. Oh, oy, oy. As we have been saying for the longest time as ordinary South Africans, those of us who are the faith, flag, family, and freedom type South Africans, we've been saying for a very long time to these commie socialists and race-obsessed types, who cares about Orania? Who cares about a group of Afrikaners who live in a desert town in the Northern Cape, a farm in that part of the world? Who cares? How do they and their lifestyle and how they choose to live their lives, how does that affect me, the ordinary South African, whether I live in eKhayelitsha or Mlazi or in Sandton? How does that affect me and my quality of life as a South African? And the short answer is, it doesn't. It doesn't affect me. Indeed, this is an obsession, a distraction, if you want, an attempt to dribble and distract by the South African left, who by and large in this country are stagnant in terms of how other South Africans view them and their politics. They need anything and everything right now to garner any bit of attention, any bit of support, because in terms of their electoral support, in terms of how they are polling in the various polls, one thing's become absolutely crystal clear. They are tanking, they are stagnant in most cases, and that is exactly why this distraction of Orania or Kleinfontein or any of these other communities where people have chosen, they've made their choice about how they want to live. Suddenly these communities like Orania or Kleinfontein become the distraction that race-based lefties in this country, the woke idiots in this country, want us all to be freaking out about periodically. And the truth of the matter is, we don't care. We don't care. We don't. We really don't. Let them live how they want to live, and let us live and worry about the actual issues that face ordinary South Africans. What are those issues? Again, the data on this, whether it's polling, whether it's various surveys that are done in this country, is absolutely crystal clear. Race and racism is at the very bottom of what people consider as being their biggest problems in this country. The major issues consistently coming out top three is the state of the economy, the rampant unemployment, the crime situation in this country. I'm gonna throw in two more. The state of education in this country, and of course, healthcare. Those are the top five, if you will, issues that dominate the psyche, that dominate the mind of ordinary South Africans, those of us who live in this country and want to see it work. It is those issues that we want the political types, the political elites in this country to talk about and for us to collectively find solutions to. But no. Not in this country, not in this country, not when you can march and act an absolute fool for the attention of a media who are hungry for any random story in this country. And that's effectively what we have seen. And Thankfully, there are some in this country's politics, this body politics, who are actually quite sane and sober on this issue. I mean, here's one example. A chap who is the chairperson of the ANC, that's Uzamani Souls in the Northern Cape, giving an interview to SABC, said this about this issue.
Yeah, Orania is a farm, it's not a town. And every time, even when you listen to people speaking about Orania in the news and how journalists report on it, they report as if they report on a town. It's a farm, a private farm. They don't have any declaration from provincial government or local municipality of a town establishment. Mm-hmm. So if they want to become a town, they must make an application through the necessary processes. And obviously, if they want to become a town and make such an application, they will have to abide by the laws of this country and the requirements of what a town settlement should be. Yeah. If you've got a town settlement, you can't exclude other people. But if you've got a private farm, it's like my private home. I can decide who gets into my yard and who does not get into my yard. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Uzamani is absolutely correct. And again, for as much as I don't support the ideas generally of parties like the ANC, it is still encouraging to see some political leadership in this country say there are trivial issues in this country that don't deserve this kind of attention, and Orania is one of those issues. Who gives a flying fudge about how people on a farm in the Northern Cape in a desert town want to live? There are bigger issues that should matter to us as South Africans, and it's on that note that I also agree with that sentiment and say the following as I wrap up. There are real issues that are affecting South Africans at the moment, real issues that we should be talking about, and indeed finding the interventions and solutions that would make a meaningful impact on behalf of South Africans, especially the South Africans who these lefty parties often claim they trade for. Oh, they'll make a big game. They'll talk a big game, they'll say, about, oh, we care about black people. Oh, you know, black people are front and center. And yet on the issues that black people and indeed all South Africans really care about, it is crickets from these political parties and these lefties in this country. So that actually what we really need in this country is a sober, sane, moral, and indeed prudent leadership that addresses the real issues at hand and stops grandstanding like the likes of Abo EFF and MK joining that particular bandwagon about worrying about people who live in the middle of nowhere when it is the people who live in the rest of South Africa and indeed in all of South Africa who matter most. All right, that's it for this vlog edition. I'm back on your screens. If you liked the content, make sure, of course, you leave a like button, smash that like button, and leave a comment on this video. Let me know what you think. Are you also obsessed about Orania? Should we be talking about this 24/7, devoting our energies to it, or should we devote our energy to things that matter most to us? That's the question I'm leaving you with. And with that being said, remember to share this video. Tell your friends that Big Daddy Liberty is back.